Ancient Egypt, a civilization that lasted for over 3,000 years. But what is it that allowed this civilization to flourish for over 3 millennia? How did the pharaohs of ancient Egypt create and maintain one of the most advanced and iconic societies in human history? And what secrets do these dynasties still hold about society, religion, and culture that resonates in our modern world? The story of ancient Egypt begins around 3100 BCE with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under the first pharaoh, Narmer. This marked the dawn of the Early Dynastic period from 3100 to 2686 and the establishment of centralized rule. Before Narmer's reign, Egypt was a collection of small independent regions. By bringing them together, Narmer not only created a single nation-state, but also laid the foundation for a highly organized society capable of monumental achievements. The concept of a centralized government with a divine ruler, embodied by the pharaoh, was born, an idea that would influence civilizations for centuries. The Old Kingdom, which lasted from 2686 to 2181 and was often called the Age of the Pyramids, saw the construction of Egypt's most iconic structures. These were not mere burial sites but awe-inspiring testaments to the power and ambition of the pharaohs. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built during the 4th dynasty at around 2560 under Pharaoh Khufu, remains one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and the only one still standing today. Scholars believe the Egyptians employed an intricate system of ramps, sledges, and an unparalleled workforce to achieve such a feat without modern machinery. The pyramid's nearly perfect alignment with the cardinal points and its precise dimensions showcase the Egyptians' advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics. The surrounding Giza Plateau also houses the pyramids of Khafre and Menkaure, as well as the enigmatic Great Sphinx, a massive limestone statue that was meant to stand guard over the entire complex. Together, these monuments stand as a testament to the Old Kingdom's ability to mobilize resources and labor on an unprecedented scale, reflecting a society deeply invested in both the divine and the eternal. However, the magnificence and grandeur of the era of the Great Pyramids resulted in increased economic and social fragility of this golden age. The immense resources required to construct these tombs strained the kingdom's economy, and the pharaoh's centralized power began to wane. The Old Kingdom ultimately succumbed to political fragmentation and economic decline, ushering in the first intermediate period lasting from 2181 to 2055, a time of disunity and regional power struggles. Ironically, from this chaos emerged a renewed sense of purpose and creativity. The Middle Kingdom, which was from 2055 to 1650, often regarded as the Renaissance of ancient Egypt, saw a significant shift in priorities. While monumental construction continued, the focus turned to more practical and sustainable achievements. Pharaohs like Mentuhotep II and Amenemhat invested in canal-building projects, fortifications, and literature that celebrated the virtues of loyalty and order. Tombs became less extravagant but more accessible to a broader class of officials, reflecting a society moving toward inclusivity in the afterlife. This period demonstrated a growing connection between the ruling elite and their people, emphasizing stability over extravagance. The Middle Kingdom also expanded Egypt's influence beyond its borders through trade networks that reached the Levant, Nubia, and the Mediterranean. Exotic goods like incense, lapis lazuli, and cedar wood flowed into Egypt, enriching its economy and culture. Temples like those at Abydos and Karnak began to take on more elaborate forms, setting the stage for the monumental architecture of the New Kingdom. The New Kingdom lasted from 1550 to 1070 and was Egypt's imperial zenith. It was an age of warrior pharaohs, grand temples, and unparalleled wealth. The Valley of the Kings, a burial site for New Kingdom royalty, reflects this era's focus on the afterlife and its shift away from pyramid construction. Pharaohs like Hatshepsut and Ramses II carved their legacies into the cliffs of Luxor, leaving behind awe-inspiring structures like Hatshepsut's mortuary temple and Ramses' temple at Abu Simbel. Hatshepsut's temple at Deir el-Bahari, with its terraced design and intricate carvings, exemplified her reign's focus on trade and prosperity. Meanwhile, Abu Simbel, with its colossal statues of Ramses II, was both a declaration of his divine status and a strategic marker at Egypt's southern border. The temple's designs incorporated celestial alignments, ensuring that sunlight illuminated key chambers on significant dates, blending religious devotion with astronomical precision. Religious upheaval during the New Kingdom offers one of Egypt's most fascinating and controversial chapters. Pharaoh Akhenaten, whose reign lasted from 1353 to 1336, attempted to revolutionize Egyptian religion by promoting the worship of Aten, the sun disk, as the sole deity. His reign saw the construction of a new capital, Akhenaten, which is modern-day Amarna, and a radical departure from traditional art and culture. However, Akhenaten's reforms alienated much of the population, leading to his policies being swiftly reversed after his death. His successor, Tutankhamun, restored the old pantheon but remains most famous for his intact tomb, discovered in 1922. The treasures within, including the golden burial mask, reveal the art, wealth, and beliefs of ancient Egypt during its peak. While the New Kingdom marked the height of Egypt's power, it also sowed the seeds of its decline. External invasions, internal strife, and economic instability gradually eroded its dominance. The late period, which lasted from 664 to 332, saw Egypt fall under the control of foreign rulers, including the Nubians, Assyrians, and Persians. Yet, despite these invasions, Egyptian culture remained resilient, influencing and absorbing elements from its conquerors. The final dynasty, the Ptolemies, lasted from 305 to 30, blended Greek and Egyptian traditions, culminating in the reign of Cleopatra VII. Her alliance with Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony brought Egypt into the orbit of Rome, but her defeat by Octavian marked the end of ancient Egyptian sovereignty. Even in its decline, Egypt continued to shape the ancient world. Its advancements in medicine, mathematics, and engineering were foundational to later civilizations. Egyptian obelisks were transported to Rome as symbols of power, and their architectural styles influenced Roman temples and monuments. The Rosetta Stone, inscribed during the Ptolemaic era, would later unlock the mysteries of Egyptian hieroglyphs, reigniting global interest in its history. Perhaps Egypt's most enduring gift to humanity is its obsession with eternity. The belief in an afterlife drove much of its art, architecture, and religious practices. The Great Pyramid, the temples of Karnak and Luxor, and the intricately painted tombs in the Valley of the Kings were not mere monuments but gateways to immortality. These structures reveal a civilization deeply connected to the cycles of nature, one that saw existence as part of a larger cosmic order. While ancient Egypt's influence remains tangible in its achievements, its rise and fall also serve as a reflection of humanity's potential and fragility. The cyclical nature of its dynasties, each reaching great heights before succumbing to division or external pressure, offers insights into the dynamics of power, innovation, and resilience. The Egyptians' adaptability and creativity allowed them to endure for thousands of years, yet even they could not escape the inevitable shifts of power and circumstance. Today, the dynasties of ancient Egypt live on not only through their monuments and artifacts, but also through the influence they left on modern society. Their innovations in governance, religion, and culture ripple through time, reminding us of the heights humanity can achieve. The mysteries of ancient Egypt may never be fully unraveled, but their legacy endures in every stone of the pyramids, every line of hieroglyphs, and every story passed down through the ages. They remind us of the power of ambition, the fragility of even the grandest of empires, and the unyielding quest for immortality that exists in us all. It makes you wonder and ask the question, what other secrets might the sands of Egypt still hold? I'd like to thank you for joining me on our look into the past at 3,000 years of Egyptian kingdoms, and invite you back for our next episode of The Rise of Humans.